Hey, this is Shiraz, and before we get started, I just want to let you know that when I clear something for someone, when I cause a shift, I tend to yawn and cough from the energetic shift that happens. I don't know why it happens. It's just how my body works. And if you don't know that, you're going to listen to this video and go, what the hell is wrong with this guy? You might still think that, but now there's more of an explanation. The other thing to keep in mind is that if you hear something that you can absolutely relate to, when I cleared for them, you can get it cleared for you too. Just say yes when they're saying yes, and it works. I have people that watch these videos every morning to get stuff cleared. This can be your new morning habit too. Okay, that's enough for that. Let's get on with the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you get a great shift out of it. See you soon.
I think the core belief for me that's been coming up is success is almost there. It's within arm's reach. Money's within arm's reach. And something comes up. So for me, like sickness came up, health issues came up recently.
Okay. Do you want the success?
Yes.
That's not coming up true. That's the problem.
Okay.
What comes along with success?
Responsibility.
Okay. So is it better to not have success than to have, to have all that extra responsibility?
Yes.
Okay. The thing is, all that extra responsibility is a story that you've got. Because if you're building your business correctly, the more success you have, the less responsibility you should have, because you should be delegating everything to other people. So are you willing to step out of the story that the bigger your business grows, the more responsibility you have to have?
Yes.
So my favorite story about this is my surgeon when I was getting a shoulder replacement done, and that's a whole story about my journey to where I am. I'll talk about that on Friday, but I met him for like 20 minutes for the consultation, and then I met him, and then he came to do the surgery. And during that talk, something came up, and I said, shouldn't we be meeting more? And there's some classes coming up. And he goes, no, Shiraz, I'm the race car driver. I'm like, what? He says, so when you have these races, the Indy and everything, there are people involved in building the car, in maintaining the car, in getting the sponsors, in like all the stuff involved in the race. And then there's the guy that comes in, drives the car, goes around the track, gets all the accolades, and then goes home and collects a lot of money. That's how I run my business. I've got all these people doing this stuff, and I come in, I drive the car, I get all the accolades, and I go home. Okay. That's how you should be planning to run your business. And it depends on the business. Ideally, you want to create, you want a business that you can usually just walk away from and still collect a lot of money. But if you're doing something like coaching, you want to be the race car driver. If you want to do surgery, you want to be the race car driver. You set it up so that you come in, do your thing, have a lot of fun with it, and then you leave. Right? Now, I have assistants working in my business, and I have a shit ton of automation doing things so I don't have to do it. And so that gives me a lot of free time for myself. Right. So I strive to be a race car driver in my business. So, okay, so that's okay. There's where it's coming up. Do you have to do everything in your business?
Yeah, and I'm feeling too like I got to do, because my business is very part-time, so I feel like I got to do all these other things before I can make enough money in my business to do it full-time.
What do you have to do before you can make enough money?
I have to make money doing my day job,
Yeah.
so that I can have enough to support the launch of the business.
Okay. But why can't the business just make money?
It doesn't work that way, is my answer.
Who taught you that?
God. I don't know.
Okay. Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to spend a lot of money, do a lot of setup before you can actually make money in your business?
Yes.
Oh, you pull back on that one. Here's the thing. When I first started my business, it's because I was practicing these techniques on friends, and one of my friends said, Shiraz, people will pay you for this. And I was just like, no, fuck off. No one will pay for this. And they go, no, seriously, people will pay you for this. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to charge $100 an hour. And I'm going to see if people pay, just to show you no one will pay. And then there was $100 bill, $100 bill, $100 bill. I'm like, what the fuck? this is a business. And then I started to network to try to make more clients and meet people. And I remember meeting someone at the networking event, and I told her what I did. She goes, really sounds interesting. Give me your card. And I said, I don't have cards. She said, what do you mean you don't have cards? Well, I didn't pay to have business cards made. She goes, how do you expect to run a business? How do you expect to have clients if you don't have business cards? I'm like, you have a cell phone, don't you? And she's like, yeah. Can I just put my number in your cell phone? That's what you're going to use when you have the card anyway. And she's like, I guess, but you're not going to be able to run a business. And then next week, she's like paying me for a session. And at the end of the session, I'm like, but I didn't give you the business card. How did we do this? Right? And it cost nothing. Right? So there's that story. It takes money to make money. You can use money to make more money, but it does not take money to make money. You can make money just by doing service. Right? This belief that you have to do all this preparation and put all the stuff in, that's just a belief. One of my coaches, the phrase they would use is ready, shoot, aim. Okay, so you get ready, you shoot the arrow, you see where it lands, didn't do quite right, readjust, aim again, shoot another arrow, see where it lands, and then you keep doing that to refine your business till you get it right. But you're always taking that action. You're not preparing, and then hopefully one day you'll be able to take action. So let's try it again. Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to spend money and do lots of preparation before you can actually make money in your business?
Yes.
Ooh, that was a big one. How's that feel?
Good.
Okay. Are you allowed to charge a lot in your business?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly true. There's a little bit holding back. Is there a limit to what you're allowed to charge?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what that limit is, or do you know where that's coming from?
Well, yeah, it's like $1,000 an hour, let's say.
Why is that the limit?
Because that's what I've told myself. And beyond that, I feel like it's not worth it, or I can't get my clients an ROI.
What kind of business is it?
I'm just going to call it energy coaching.
Okay. So if people are paying more than $1,000, they're not going to get an ROI.
That's my story.
Okay. Here's the thing. When I first started out and I was charging $100 for a session, people got results. But the typical person, unless they really got it, would get about $100 worth of results. My 6-month transformation program is $10,000 now. People are getting $10,000 to $100,000 worth of results now, because when they put that investment in, they make sure it works. A lot of coaches, healers and stuff, they figure I got to charge a little bit, so I'll get a lot of clients. But those clients are going to get very little change because that's how much they're investing. Right? And it's your own beliefs that say, okay, people don't have money, people aren't willing to pay money. Right? And one of my clients that I did 6 months with last year, I had switched from Canadian dollars to American dollars this year. And she's like, I noticed you switched to American. I went, yeah, because I'm getting a lot of clients in the US. And she goes, well, with the exchange rate, that's a lot more. And I'm like, yeah. And then she went, oh, fuck it, you're worth it. And then just paid the money. Right. So it's out there. And I'm not saying go charge exorbitant fees, but if you're holding yourself back because you think you're not going to give an ROI, you have to keep in mind that people are going to function at the level that they perceive you at, which is the level you perceive you at. But you're saying you're not worth more than $1,000. Are you willing to destroy the belief that you're not worth more than $1,000?
Yes.
Okay. How's that feel?
It's cool. I mean, I'm laughing because part of me like wants to prove you wrong.
And this is something that happens to a lot of people. I got to prove you wrong. I got to show you how much harder it is for me. I got to show you that this just isn't going to work, because your ego is like, no, let's do that. And so you get this small victory by staying poor, right? I showed him. I didn't charge more. I didn't get clients that are willing to pay the money. I showed him. So are you willing to step out of the story that it's going to be more satisfying to prove me wrong than to prove me right?
Yes.
And again, you don't have to go above 1,000 if it's really uncomfortable, because it gets too uncomfortable, it's not going to work for you. You'll go past what's good, what works for you. But when you're okay with 1,000, you start to see those clients start show up with 1,000. When you get enough, then you're like, you know what, it's time to raise my prices. Mm. When my coach found out I was charging $100 an hour, he just freaked out on me. He's like, what? No, you should be charging $800 to $1,000, which freaked me out. I was like, are you insane? And then eventually I compromised and I said, I'll go to 500. And what was hilarious is I went to a bunch of my clients and said, my coach told me I got to raise my prices. I'm charging 500 an hour now. And a bunch of them just went, oh, okay. And I'm like, what? You're not? No, I knew you were undercharging. And I'm like, oh, how long have I been undercharging? Like,
cool. Love that.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like. And if you had a shift of your own, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Also, check out the description for energetic magic events that you can attend every single month. Be well, be aware, and be magical.